In the United v Tottenham game, we clearly saw the relationism concept where it was we would bunch ourselves together in a very close area of the pitch and then pass the ball around, pull the opponent in, and opens find spaces across the pitch on the other side of the pitch to progress the ball along. Well, against and then we were not able to see that against West Ham, and you might be wondering why, and the reason is basically because West Ham refused to press us the way Tottenham did. So as you can see here, West Ham played basically in a very very compact shape, a 4-5-1, if you can describe it as so, where they had the four defenders close within the box. It was all so basically what that forced is it forced United having to play around, go around, trying to find holes in the build up in the defensive block, but they were not able to because every of those holes were being plugged by West Ham. Then what we saw how it was changed, how Carrick was able to solve that issue. That's change did come late was when he brought in Sesko and Zexi, and what they did was basically push the defenders inward, make Mavropanos and Disasi second guess their coming out, and then because they could not come out whenever they needed to, there was now space opened up. You can see this that green space is opened up for Mbomo and Fernandez and Casemiro and Menino to find passes in behind the midfield line and before the defensive line. So that space which they did not have before because of how West Ham split up their defensive structure to be very very tight. We were able to now see it when Zexi and Sesko came on, and even the shots that we can see it with the shots that Zexi had that went just wide and went with Sesko's goal. You can also see it with Casemiro's goal when the one that was offside, when because of how closely the West Ham defense had pushed up, had made it so tight, Casemiro was able to go in behind, but then he went a little too behind the defensive line. But because of so with anything in football, when you give and you take, it has to be risks to whatever it is you do. One of the risks we had to take was playing a very very high line, and as such, even though Maguire was already having issues with his hamstrings, he was taken off for Euro to be brought on, and when Euro was brought on, the reason Euro was brought on was basically to play. It looked like in the formation we're playing like E2-4-3, 2-5-3, sorry, and being very very attacking. But Euro was there as a one-man screen, basically to cover all that space, to read any runs the opponent will make, and to track them down and stop them. His pace, if that was Maguire, definitely would have considered at least one of those goals. His pace was exceptional, running and covering to and fro from the halfway line, and that's what allowed us to push for the goal, Sesko's goal, which we eventually scored. So basically, that's how teams are going to play against us in the low block. They're most likely going to play against Everton because they did it in the first match, the home leg against them, where they sat in the compact 4-4-1 block because they already had red card, and they were already leading to go. They started very very tight, very very close. We were forced to start spamming crosses in behind, without creating that space needed to operate in between the lines. So yeah, that's how we should be handling that's how we should be handling low blocks from now. I guess we'll see in the coming games, but this is the major way I think it should be handled from now.